Welcome back to Brothers Theory Productions, everyone. I'm Q, and today we have a God of War theory. In God of War 2018, the first weapon Kratos wields is the Leviathan axe that he can throw and return to his hand at will.
The axe did not return. What the fuck?
Sure, he can easily bring the axe back, but would he be able to do the same thing with Thor's hammer?
Jonathan?
You've always wanted to know the answer, haven't you?
No.
Then let's begin, shall we?
Follow me, boy.
Before we can determine whether he's worthy or not, I will tell you who Kratos is. In a serious manner, of course, because it's pretty tragic. The story of God of War follows a Spartan warrior called Kratos, who is the leader of a fearsome army. For years on end, he and his men reigned victorious on the battlefield. But during the fight with the barbarians, this all changed. For the first time, Kratos' army is on the losing end. He tries his best, but he just can't pull out a win. That's why he desperately asks not Zeus, but Ares, for the power to kill his enemies. In exchange for his soul, the god accepts the offer and gives his servant his iconic blades of chaos. Kratos immediately uses to kill his enemies. Honestly, like toothpicks.
Like breaking a toothpick.
As Ares' servant, he received the task to do the god's dirty work, killing not only the men, but the women and the children too. Until one day, he arrives at a small village. He murders everyone as usual, but to his horror, kills his own family too in the process. As the oracle commands, the ashes of his deceived wife and daughter attach itself on his own skin, becoming the literal ghost of Sparta. All this clearly pissed the guy off.
I will have my revenge!
Throughout the 3 games, a lot of stuff happens, but all you need to know is that Kratos kills all the gods on Mount Olympus, ending his murderous rampage by effectively killing himself too. Many years have passed since Kratos took his vengeance against the Olympian gods. Having survived the self-inflicted stab in the stomach, Kratos has since traveled to Midgard in ancient Norway and now lives with his son Atreus in the world of Norse gods, a savage land inhabited by many ferocious monsters and warriors.
Hideous, disgusting monsters!
In order to teach his son the way to survive in such a world, Kratos must master his rage that has driven him for many years and embrace his newfound role as father and mentor.
Again.
In the teaser for the next game, God of War Ragnarok, Kratos sees Thor standing in front of his doorstep, asking who he is. The stranger then shows his iconic weapon, hanging on Megin Jorts?
The Thor's magic belt.
But what kind of weapon is Mjolnir exactly? Well, the brothers Brock and Sindri created Mjolnir. According to the tale, the bros forged 3 precious artifacts for the gods, being the golden bristled boar for Freyr, the golden arm ring for Odin, and the hammer for Thor. Unfortunately, the hammer was mismade, since the handle was too small to hold with 2 hands. You could only wield it with 1 hand as a result. Yet, Thor was happy with his gift, because this way, he could charge his Jonathan with lightning.
Viva Las Vegas!
As Marvel comics and movies have shown throughout the years, not everyone can wield Mjolnir. Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. So you have to be worthy to lift the hammer. Simple enough. This begs the question, would Kratos be worthy of the hammer? At first glance, I don't think so. I mean, look! That's very brutal. However, we clearly notice that the big strong man has changed his ways in the 4th game in the franchise. He's much wiser now. Sure, he can still beat the ever-living crap out of his enemies, but he's much more reserved with his powers.
I teach you to kill, yes, but in defense of yourself. Never as an indulgence. There are consequences to killing a god!
Even in the sequel, he's the same wise man. For his son, however, we observe the opposite effects. Sure, he wants to help people.
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people.
But he's starting to consider war as a good option.
And what if the only way to do that is war?
The kid even mocks his father for being a father too much and not being a general enough.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No!
Kratos, on the other hand, remains unchanged and always considers another option first, other than violence.
War is not the only way.
On countless occasions, Kratos has shown to be a great leader and father figure to his son, so he should be able to lift a hammer, right?
No.
Well, the gods kinda hate Kratos, with Odin in particular.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
In his eyes, or eye, Kratos is and will always be a relentless brute.
Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher, husband, father. It changes nothing. You cannot change. You will always be a monster.
Odin will never allow this monster to wield this powerful weapon, so the answer is no. He is sadly not worthy.
Pack your things. Get out of my building.
Oi, we ain't done yet!
As it turns out, Kratos might still be worthy after all. You see, the worthiness system for the hammer, yeah, that was never a thing in Norse mythology. Worthiness is just Marvel's take on the hammer. There's no such thing as being worthy or being unworthy. Odin has zero control over who can and cannot wield this divine weapon. Kratos can be the biggest jerk in the entire world for all I know.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
The wielder just has to be enough to lift such a heavy object. Have you seen the actor who plays Kratos?
Oh no, he's hot!
And it maybe doesn't come as a surprise that Kratos is also beef, like super jacked. Kratos has shown on multiple occasions his outstanding physical performance, from breaking a giant boulder with just his shield,
Impressive. Your parents must be very proud.
to giving trolls the chiropractic adjustments they need.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You
My back is broken.
So yeah, he's definitely strong enough.
Ta-da!
If not, his Spartan rage will certainly do the trick. So the answer is yes, he can lift the hammer. It will surely be a far cry from his normal weaponry, being an axe and a few blades.
This is something else.
By the gods of Olympus and Order of Zeus, we are the three judges. Face your final judgment, mortal. King Aeacus has found you wanting. King Radamanthus has found you worthy. Has found you worthy.
Or this theory is completely wrong and dumb. Oh well.